You're in the front of the camera. Edo, I am Tebin.
Nice.
Welcome to Here's the Thing.
Nice.
Here's the Thing.
Great, Josh.
Sweet.
I love it.
Cool.
Why didn't you come work out with
Oh,
us,
wow. I ran a mile.
Josh
Josh? When
was
you
sick.
I
go?
went at 11:10 when I woke up. I woke up at 8. I was like, I can sleep another 30 minutes. My mom called me at 11. I was like, ha!
No, yes.
Looks good, Josh. I love it.
These little lights, they fit in here.
Really?
Yeah, they're just like an accordion. I'll put it in the actually. Hmm?
We ain't got no ads. My brain be having to do so much. Okay, so we live, Joshua.
We're live right now. Would you mind if I move this stuff?
Yes. No, I don't mind. Let me move it. I'm moving.
I got it. I don't know if that goes in here, but I'm just gonna put it in there for now. How to finesse the camera mounting it on the tripod.
Really?
Yeah, because the tripod mount is directly over the battery compartment. So if it's flipped open, which I need it flipped open if I'm gonna run the power cable, it won't screw into the tripod. So I had to put the phone mount on it.
Got it. You send the link?
I texted you guys.
Text.
Yeah.
Sure.
See, that's why you don't need to do another workout, Angel. Just be consistent one day a day.
One day a day.
Are you
Trying
trying
to
to
do
get
too
me not to
much.
do it so that you don't
No.
feel bad about not doing it?
You going hard right now.
Yeah. I
This is how you
stuck
usually
out
do?
to a song called "What I Go Hard" in the
In the book.
okay. What you thinking, nigga? Excuse me, didn't mean to say that.
You can say that.
I know, but I didn't mean to. I realized as it flew out of my mouth. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. There we go.
Thank you. So here's coming in here after this.
You
Do 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 do
didn't tell me. I
do.
wouldn't be mad if you did.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a nap.
Where's my phone? Is it in here on me? Because I want to put my phone on silent. Josh, did you move my phone?
I did not touch your phone.
I'll call you, Angel. I have your phone number.
I was looking at it. It's right there. Ignore. Oh. Everything. Everything. Oh, the reason why I wanted my phone was so I could put it on silent.
Chat working?
They in there. Hey, y'all.
They in there?
Oh yeah, they are.
They in the talking.
They talking.
They're talking.
They talking to us.
Talking to us.
Mm.
I need to stretch, man.
You are my friend. I
That's
know.
clear,
I
Joshy.
love it.
Josh, why is the sound not turning down?
Can't turn it down.
Kev is old.
Thank you.
Why come you don't use all this at the studio?
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, I use this.
Did you have to go pack that, or you bought? This is part of the travel set.
When you use that?
I bought this for the studio.
That's on that card.
Before travel, because this does all the tricks on the audio that I do. With those.
It's like what?
Oh. Is that a MIDI?
No, this is just the audio mixer.
Oh, okay.
But you can't hear it. But right now,
Yeah, it's got beats. Oh,
Did you
you don't be doing this when we on the show. You should be doing all
make it clap again?
Whenever I do something good and put something together, I always put this button. You guys don't hear it, but once in a while.
What's other stuff?
What other sounds do you have?
That's the only cool one.
Oh,
The other ones are very cool.
I want to hear them.
Oh, you muted it?
it was feedbacking. Go ahead, Josh.
It was feedbacking.
My stomach was coming up.
That's great.
All right. You're just going crazy, huh?
They're gonna be mad.
All right. Actually, I need my phone.
I was like, what the heck is that sound?
All right.
That miso phono.
I might zoom in a little bit, Kev, because the top pants are on.
See my balls?
I'm not getting out.
Kevin,
Why my balls always
be
being
appropriate.
out? I have my thought shorts on in the gym. Oh, Josh, they about half the size of yours.
He had on some Forever
Yeah,
21.
very delicate.
He had on some Ever 21 gym shorts.
This way. I had thought shorts on, and I bought a lot of them.
Oh, come
They ain't
on.
even got drawers in them. The drawers is in them.
The Nike ones?
Yeah.
Hey, man, they didn't have my size. I wanted
Yeah.
them.
See, yes, you should have been 2X. They had the 2X for us big boys. They was up in there.
Listen, He's trying to go to West Hollywood and work out because that's where everybody got on the thought. All the men.
I'm talking about
pants.
big thoughtin'.
I need some more. If I cannot put back on those workout clothes that I had. on
Yeah, that's
today.
what. That's another thing. That's why I bought a couple, because I putting on musty shirt. The shorts sometimes, I don't
All
smell
of
my
it.
butt, but a cold sweaty shirt.
The hotel has some for like $5.
The new-
Oh, really?
I'm gonna ask him for some for my workout at 5 with Goose. But I'm only doing a 30-minute workout. I need to let him know that.
It's great.
Yeah.
All right, before we officially start, you don't have to put this part on the app. I was not asleep on the live. Okay, what happened is it was a ploy by Big Mattress. They are trying to make it seem like the Westin hotels is super comfortable. I was merely resting. I was praying, really.
Mm.
I was watching the game. I prayed.
Mm-hmm.
I prayed a little bit. That snoring, I was playing with y'all. I was like, what if I snore? And then they thought I was asleep. And then don't you cue it up.
I'm not gonna do that to you.
You don't, because I wasn't asleep.
He was very asleep.
I said, timeout Jazz. And then I was timeout me.
You was knocked.
I'm talking about, I'd never seen somebody go to sleep so fast. That last blink, I was like,
Your eyes sealed shut with super glue.
it's because I was already in the bed.
You are a whole mess, is what it is.
You need to go to bed.
Yes. You guys.
We leave.
Shut up. Let's start the episode.
All right. Oh, in 5. Hold on. Round of applause for Kev.
It is truly like working with my little brother. Like, it's like working with my little brother that my mama said I had to babysit, and he just won't do right.
Missy said, "Who alerted Angel?"
So my friend Damien, who is a Patreon member of both of our Patreons, he's a huge supporter of us, the app, and everything. He just so happened to be up late. He had texted me. He said, "How'd the show go?" And I was like, "Oh, it went okay." And then a couple minutes later, he said, "Kev is asleep on the live." And I said, "What? What do you mean?" He said, "Kev is asleep right now." Snoring. And during this time, I am having a like FaceTime with my husband, and I'm like, "Oh no!" And he's like, why are you saying, "Oh no"? I said, "Damien just texted me that Kev is asleep." And Marcus was like, "I don't see no live on YouTube." I said, "No, go to Patreon." And he's like, "Oh yeah, this nigga's on here snoring," and it's so loud that I could hear it through Marcus's iPhone through our conversation. And I'm busy trying to figure out what his room number is. We all have each other's room number, but I couldn't figure out what his was. So I was just like, "Oh, friend, get off the interweb." I don't know why you thought that it was time to go online. I know Patreon appreciates all the time.
I thought I was away. I was watching the game because I was watching the Jazz and the Clippers, and they were supposed. It was the Jazz was up by 21.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm about to go to bed. And then the Clippers were coming back, and I was like, "Well, now I got to see the end of the game. Let me go on Patreon and see what they're talking about." And then I was like, "But no, I don't see nothing. My eyes closing." You called. You said, "Get off the internet."
Yes,
get off and away from around.
Get off of there now. It's too late. The lights is on outside. The street lights. You ain't supposed to be on there. So y'all got a special treat because he just won't do. You think I made sure everybody got off on their own floor like a good big sister should. Then I went to my room and I thought everybody was tucked in and doing right.
I was tucked in.
And I had just texted him and I was checking on you. Okay, well, make sure you all right. Yeah, I'm fine. And then I get the alert. Let's watch a game with me. I was like, something's not right, and I should have known.
And I hate snoring. It's so vulnerable. And I had that snore woke me up. I was inside my sleep, like, "Hey, Kev, you snoring."
I've snored that loud before
KB
too.
Damson sent me a doggone video. TD Jakes with me on it, going, "Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake!" And then I woke up, and it looked like TD was waking me up.
That's all right. Everybody's going to bed on time today. None of this foolishness.
Angel's working out twice today.
Yes,
she's doing too much.
How? Why? Y'all just listen.
You when you get up and sit down.
I can't
get up and sit down.
You trying to call me out? Okay.
Get up and sit down.
Okay.
See how you take that.
Did it? Just
that
proving
was trying
a point.
to hide the sound she really wanted to make. The fact that Angel, you saw her like, okay,
yeah. The fact that my sore shoulders are affected by me standing up. My shoulders was like, "Ma'am, can we just stay down here?"
Angel works out hard.
I do.
She pushed me because I do my little walk for an hour and then I lift, and Angel was in there.
Yeah.
There was braids everywhere.
That's
there
right.
was locks and stuff. And I came down here. She was on the Peloton thing.
And my whole ass was swallowing the seat. I said, "Is this right? Am I supposed to be giving myself an enema during this ride?" Because that is what's happening. But it was great. It was great.
All right, let's start the show on enema. What up, y'all? Welcome to Here's the Thing. I'm Kev on stage. She's
that chick Angel.
Welcome to another podcast episode. Bonus episode. Smash that like button. Smash that notification button. Big bonus energy. I was not asleep on live on Patreon. I was just playing with y'all. So in the news, and not really in the news too much. Hunter Biden.
Yes.
Son of Joseph Robinette Biden Jr.
Robinette.
He got caught saying nigga in his text to his lawyer. Let me read Hunter Biden's nigga text to you.
Please.
Okay. Let's see where he starts, nigga. Okay. This is Gray. This is Hunter.
Oh,
Okay?
well, if I pull it up, I can read the other person.
Okay, you read the lawyer. I'll be Hunter. I don't know why I thought that.
I don't know.
You good actor. We're gonna run lines.
We're going to run lines. You might have to share the screen with me because it's taking forever for me to get to the actual text. It's just a lot.
Go in the notes.
Here we go. Here we go.
Here you go.
And who am I?
You're gonna be Gray. You're gonna be his lawyer, and I'm
Uh-huh.
gonna be playing Hunter Biden.
Okay.
Ready?
There's zero coverage or pickup of the story. Zip. They spent a ton of resources on it too for a year.
Wow. Thank you, Michael Cohen.
Middle finger.
Oh, and you too. How much money do I owe you? Because nigga, you better not be charging me Hennessy rate.
That made me snarf my coffee.
I just made that phrase up, by the way. I should have had your lineage.
Clever son of a gun.
It's wasted on you.
Apparently you do.
That's what I'm saying, nigga.
Why are you so tan?
I'm sorry for sexting you accidentally. That was meant for another friend named Georgia.
My girlfriend sent me a holiday card.
Where do you find the unconditional love for then, George?
God loves unconditionally. Bo loves you unconditionally. Children are too young to understand what it means, but you will show them. There are ideals of unconditional love that serve as proxies. I don't have many. You, God.
Oh my God, nigga, did you just a fictional character from the imagination of the collective frightened and my dead brother's unconditional love is what I should rely on and my kids aren't children, George?
My parents' love was conditioned.
My penis as of late has been unconditional.
That's why we are searching.
For my penis?
And we will always be searching.
It's a big penis, George. They'll always find it. And I only love you because you're black.
It's so annoying when you interject with, what is that, frivolity?
True that, nigga. But I'm done my rant.
We will always be searching.
Did he say nigga in this last one?
Yeah, true that. N-I-G-G-A.
No, I'm saying this last blue part. To be serious for one more minute, my true and beautiful friend, the search is over when you finally realize that the unconditional love you give is the end of the search. The love we give without condition is the reward in and of itself. When you can say without exception that your love is given unconditionally to all those, no, I can't see that part, especially those who seem inescapable of returning it, then your search is over. Is his lawyer black?
That is, I realized, I was like, oh no.
Hold on, I thought it was a white man.
I apologize. I just typecasted myself. I didn't know that his lawyer was black. Hunter loves the N-word. He is like, nigga, a nigga. I mean, he's using it a lot.
Yeah.
And what's crazy is to think you know, we usually think of older white people using the N-word in secret among each other.
Mm-hmm.
It's the youth these days that be using it amongst all their friends, white, black, brown. They just be throwing it around. Okay.
Just to toss it around.
So to see that he's older and using it in front of another black person.
I ain't got no pictures of his lawyer.
Well,
Okay, George Messeris. Let's look at this person. Oh, my bad, Josh. George Messeris.
Wait a minute. Is our live still up? Okay. Oh, I'm in the wrong. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about me. I'm on June 8th. I got to find the right check.
No, he's white. This is him.
I thought that was Joe Biden. I mean, not Joe Biden,
I
Hunter.
also realized I didn't know what Hunter Biden looked like. So I actually found this on a conservative website.
Mm-hmm.
And their claim, which I can't say I disagree with, Angel, the title of the article is How the Liberal Media Has Completely Ignored Hunter Biden's N-word Scandal.
Mm-hmm.
Not one left-leaning outlet covered the president's son using racist language in text first revealed by dailymail.com. Here's the truth, and take it how you want.
Mm-hmm.
If Donald Trump's son had said this, it would have been a humongous story.
Oh my gosh, yes.
It would have been a huge story.
100%.
I didn't see this on CNN. I haven't even seen this many people talking about it. I saw it on Twitter like 1 or 2 tweets, and I was like, hold on, Hunter Biden said what? I had to look for it and search for it. It wasn't on my timeline or nothing. And honestly, I probably would be more upset. Like I'm like, nigga, like I don't like white people say nigga. But I know that I would feel more angry, and this is probably hypocritical of me. I could say it. If this were Trump's son, this was Don Jr., who I already don't like, or Ivanka, or Jared Kushner, if this was any of them being caught dead, it would be front page news on CNN. They would have aired it out for weeks.
I'm the same amount of mad had it been Donald Trump's son versus Joe Biden's son, who I'm actually really irritated with, and this is the reason why I haven't trusted them in a long time, is liberal media. Because I don't like to be manipulated, and that is what I feel like news outlets, whether it's right or left, do. But I feel like liberal media tries to hide their hand a lot of the times. Like, no, we're impartial. We're just covering the facts. No, you're covering things to make us feel and believe the way you feel like best serves your agenda. So to not bring him and drag him like they would drag any other white male that was of a more conservative point of view, it's very like, for instance, I get news alerts on my phone. That's when, like, from CNN, MSNBC, a lot of the, like I said, more left wing. And a lot of times I won't read the article based off of the title. I feel like they're too pushing me into how I should feel about what I'm about to read, I'm like, I'm not going to read it because you don't think I'm intelligent enough to figure out how I want to feel about it.
Yeah.
So in this case, I'm just like, see, this is why I don't like to be messing with y'all, because you all could have easily covered this story, easily dragged this man like you would have anybody else.
Yeah.
But y'all ain't said nothing.
Y'all ain't said nothing. And the thing about it is the pendulum swings. The conservative media attacks the Democrats when the Democrats in office. The conservative media protects a conservative president. The liberal media attacks the president when he's a Republican in office, and they tend to protect the Democrat when they are in office. Trump's fake news thing was, he said fake news to everything, but there was some truth to his coverage versus Obama's coverage based on the networks. But that goes back further than Obama and Trump. That goes back to George W. Bush and
100%.
Clinton. Like, that's the thing. And I feel like I can honestly say I don't feel like there is a non-biased big media company. Like CNN, MSNBC, they lean to the left. Fox, Al Jazeera, you don't think they lean a little to the left?
I think they're the most neutral-esque.
Yeah.
Compared to,
they're definitely
I've never
more
watched.
neutral.
Where's Al Jazeera? What is that? Is that what it's called? Did I say Al Jazeera? Is that an international?
I think it's Al Jazeera is AJ Plus. Have you seen those little snackables from AJ Plus?
No, I don't know who any of these people.
Al Jazeera, AJ Plus is short for Al Jazeera.
Oh, okay.
I don't know where they come from, but I don't think they're American. Let me look it up, because now Josh has made a good point, and I can't place Al Jazeera.
Where do most people get their good news from? Get their news coverage? Where do you have, where do you go?
Twitter most of the time. But usually that leads to CNN and MSNBC from my timeline. I don't see a lot of people read. I follow Daily Mail, which is a conservative outlet, just so I'm not getting only one side. Al Jazeera is founded in 1996. It's founded by the Emir of Qatar. It's a private mass media thing, headquarters in Qatar. So it's not even American. That's what I thought, but I didn't want to say it's wrong.
A lot of people say NPR.
NPR, I still feel like leans a little left, though.
I feel like they lean right.
Melissa listens to a lot of Well,
I guess it depends on who the host is.
Yeah. But a lot of times I feel like NPR says a lot of things I agree with. And I know I tend to lean on the left side. So anyway, not the shade room. But the point is, I don't feel like What you hear?
Yeah, what's it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like, something's about to explode. Go ahead.
I just think the fact that TV networks are paid by advertisers,
Mhm.
and they once that part came in,
Mhm.
it's not like PBS where it's just public radio and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Once that came in, you are making content to serve your audience and serve your advertisers.
Yeah.
And that's what the conservative news media does and the liberal news media does. That's why I try to get my news from a variety of sources, but everybody's speaking with bias. But the truth of the matter is, although I would be mad at Hunter Biden or not Joe Biden, Trump Jr., even though people in the Patreon are saying Donald Trump Jr. was in office, like he was working at the White House, even if they were equal,
Yeah.
the media would have carried that story bigger
if
it was Trump's son.
I mean, yes, there's a difference in what their responsibility is towards the government. One is a private citizen, and the other one is a paid official. However, we're talking about these are the seeds of the people who are supposed to be, running the country to the best of their ability to serve everyone. So yes, your children, while they aren't who you are, they are a reflection of who you are. And being that Joe is in office, I possibly would be like understanding if Joe Biden was not currently in office and currently the sitting president.
Yeah.
But he is. So a lot of the things, regardless of whether or not it's right or not, a lot of things dealing with his immediate family members are something that we expect major outlets to cover if it's something that's like, I don't know, newsworthy. And having the son of our president using the word nigga so just casually.
And it was super racist, like, because nigga, you better not be charging me Hennessy rates.
I mean, he just kept it. I'm surprised, or the cost of I'm looking for the cost of a fish box. That's what he might as well have added. Like, let me just add things that I feel like are associated with black people.
Yeah, like what are Hennessy rates? What are you trying to say?
Right.
Here?
Right.
Nigga. True that, nigga. True that.
Right.
We ain't been saying true that since Master P and them was on the tank.
Exactly.
When's the last time you said true that, nigga? Yeah, white people see y'all don't. That's why we don't let y'all say it. Y'all just be throwing it around all willy nilly. You don't even know how to say it. Y'all just throwing it anywhere.
Just throwing it wherever
that man said, true
they
that.
want.
Oh my god, nigga! Did you just? Is this the one that was on drugs?
No, I don't know.
I think one of Joe Biden's son was on that white girl.
I know one's dead, right? One.
Yeah, Bo Biden went on to be with the Lord.
Yeah, one is, but I don't know about any of the rest in any of the fashion.
Because he has a daughter, doesn't he?
He possibly does. I don't know. Jill look like she be bussy.
What about
Jill is cute.
What about Jill making it look like she be busted?
Jill had on a rhinestone jacket that said love. That's a
first lady of a
she ratchet.
A mega church with a white praise and worship. I mean, a black praise and worship leader.
She's like, I know how to keep Joe. Y'all wonder how he's still alive? Is this WAP? That's what Jill is saying.
Jill is not.
That's what she's saying.
She said it's a WAP.
It's like that.
What y'all saw her at inauguration? Michelle came and shut it down, but Jill said, "I'm not far behind."
She was far behind Michelle.
No, she looked good. She did. I'm saying she didn't look like, oh, you crusty
She looked like
lady.
Barbara Bush.
No, she came with her teal on.
What's on that thing?
No,
No, now Barbara, I don't
that's
think
straight
was.
missionary position.
She threw her hip out. She tried to toss that.
They were old, man. Them Bushes was old when he went into office.
Yeah.
Read my lips. I will not raise taxes. Once you have the peanut butter on your lips and will you be talking?
Never the peanut butter. Joe is up there. Joe
is
old.
7,000 years old.
Yes, and Jill is keeping him alive.
Man, Joe ain't hit
That's
that
probably
since
why
1989.
old dude be saying nigga. She be watching BET. She used to go, well, let them watch BET uncut. She's like, must be because that ain't your face. I need a tip drill. She was the one.
The visual of Dr. Jill Biden watching tip drill.
She was a teacher. Okay. Then she learned all the stuff from the kids. She's like, what is that about tip drill? Oh yeah. They used to call me that back in the day, back in the 50s.
Now, Joe Biden, somebody, did you watch Death to 2020?
No.
Man, it was a special on Netflix, and it was basically a wrap up of the year, and they was calling Joe Biden old in so many creative ways. They said Joseph Biden, Civil War veteran. The narrator just said it so matter of factly. Joe Biden's rotting skin is the husk of a man. I mean, they were just lighting him up when they called him a Civil War veteran.
That I would have died. Wait a minute, Jill's still in the classroom. Somebody
She's
said,
still teaching.
"Come on, Jill. She's the one. She taught him."
Joe Biden is what, 79?
I thought he was 84. He's only in his 70s.
I think he's 79, 78, 79.
That's it.
Because I heard he's gonna be 83,
78.
78.
He don't look a day younger than 89. He does not look a day younger.
He's literally on his way out.
Oh, I want to see him look upon his face.
Oh,
Man, Joe Biden got the email. It's time to check in for your flight. You got 3 days, my
We've
boy.
upgraded you to first class.
You on
come on.
the seats of heaven.
I did not know he was only 70.
He better pack it up.
Oh,
You know,
that baby.
presidents be living for a long time, though.
They do.
Presidency ages them alone. That's why I said
They
I
do,
know.
but they look older, but they don't die.
They don't be dying.
Yeah, because when he was at Gettysburg, they thought they took him out then.
Shut up.
That man, you know Joe Biden know how to load a musket. His middle name is Robinette.
It is Robinette.
You think he don't know?
It is Robinette.
the gunpowder.
Yeah.
That's why the Civil War took so long.
They're taking
Every
the
time I gotta
reload.
shoot you, I gotta.
That's why the
Could you imagine doing this with a nigga coming with a bayonet? You like,
Yeah.
hold on. I had to learn how to load a fake musket because I played a slave in Hamlet. They reimagined Hamlet, but set in the Civil War.
Where? What
University of
city was-
Washington.
You did this play
I was
in
a s-
college.
I was a slave boy.
You were big old black.
I was a big old book. I had to grow my hair out. I didn't tell you this.
Kevin, why would I be looking at you
I-
in this way?
I was a slave, and I remember. I mean, we had the Hamlet's people. The other people had brown Ku Klux Klan robes on. Yeah, but it was a black director. This is the black director. He was like, "What if it was Hamlet, but set in the Civil War?" And I was like, "If I can get the part, you could do whatever you want. I don't want
Did
to
your
act."
slave have a name?
No, Slave Boy one.
Oh,
And my
who's
brother
you
was
in number
boy
one?
too.
Oh, Jason.
Yeah,
What's-
he was in there. He was boy too. I fought Macbeth. He killed me.
Did you keep your little beard? For
Mhm.
no slaves didn't.
I know, but I was like, I gotta stand for something. I had grew a little fro out. I had little slave boy clothes. I had a Civil War hat. I had no line.
Slaves with goatees. What is it? What is that?
I
Does
don't
not work.
think I had a goatee in college. I don't think my facial hair grew in then.
Oh my god.
I gotta show you the picture. I gotta find it. Yeah, I had a choreography. I had to go and stab Macbeth.
Oh, I love what is it called?
Fight choreography.
Yeah, but there's a whole nother word that I'm looking for. Stage fighting. I love it. Did many classes of it.
Did you
Yeah, but when am I going to use it? I wanted to get certified, actually.
really?
Yeah, because we took about a year's worth of classes, but then you have to do even more studying to like become like.
That's what you checked out.
Yeah, I was like, Angel, you are a black woman. How often? And literally, the one time I got to use stage fighting was in a Shakespearean play that was reimagined.
Mhm.
They like to reimagine Shakespeare.
Somebody called me Kevin Slave. Looking
was great.
back, I was like, I did take me a slave role.
Oh, I did. I've been a slave a couple of times. I showed them pictures in a live. I actually have pictures on my phone. I was in Huckleberry Finn.
Were you?
Yes, I
Did
was.
you have to talk like a slave?
I mean, no, kind of sort. We had to sing like slaves.
What you-
Crossing to the other side.
No, you did not. You did not. Oh,
Yes, that was in the song. We are bound for other days.
Oh, we did have to sing a song. You just reminded me from backstage when the play was started, we had to sing "No More."
Come on, slave
Boom.
boys.
My Lord. Boom.
You sound
No
like slave.
more.
Yes.
Just like that.
Yes.
My Lord.
Come on. Come on.
Lord, I never
Come on, Kevin.
turn back
Mhm.
no more.
Now that sound like
That
you
is
ain't never gonna be
literally
free.
the
That
first
sounds good.
sound that them white people said in
And
there.
you know they loved it. They
oh,
were
it
like,
was like, ooh, slave time.
best time of my life.
And me and my brother, towards the end, the thing about it, towards the end, I lost interest in it. And we was laughing, singing it. We was doing a little bit, no.
Hold on. Looking up to the sky, God, save us from this slavery.
You got chains on.
Change.
Angel, I gotta put this on my Patreon.
No,
You gotta show them, Angel.
no.
With the head wrap. I was just about to airdrop it to
I know
myself.
you
Y'all been like Josh sold me out. He sold me down the river. Oh, Angel. Why are you ashamed? Why are you ashamed?
I'm gonna post it.
There's an army rising.
But with being in chains, and I had to play the tambourine.
What?
And let me tell you, I gave them the best Pentecostal tambourine. They were like, we were just expecting a boom, 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 chick. I was like, the funniest part, I told them in a live. Hold on, let me get out of this picture because I know I can't trust y'all. The funniest part is the dude that was playing Nigga Jim.
Nigga Jim.
Y'all don't know Mark Twain, Huckleberry
I never read
Finn?
Huckleberry Finn.
Nigga Jim.
His name, Nigga Jim.
That is what he was in the book.
Hunter Biden can't wait to read that again.
He was like, I don't like this narrative that this white boy got me to freedom. He's like, I would have did it still myself. So at the end, he had a solo, and it was supposed to end at a certain time. Oh no, he kept ad-libbing after them. He was like, he was like, I'll show them.
That's how I started doing toward the last week of the run. I think we did the run for 3 weeks. And about the Wednesday of the last week, I was like, I'm done. I cut my hair. They were mad because then I was like, I'm not wearing this stupid fro. I'm in college and I started playing around on the song. I was like, Lord, I never turn back no more. Me and Jay were
Come on, Kevin.
cracking up. I
Of
was like, man,
course.
this is dumb. And you ain't gonna tell a black person singing a slave song how to do it.
Right.
I know them
Shut
white
your
people.
mouth.
I know y'all ain't gonna correct this. So by then, the director wasn't coming to the play every night anymore.
Oh yeah, then you just do whatever.
And I was like, Lord, I'll never. Yada
You just end up not caring at all. I've played a slave a couple of times.
Couple?
Yeah,
How many times you slaved it up?
at least
You played
twice.
a slave in Kentucky?
No, I played a slave in Indiana, and I played a slave in New Hampshire.
What
Never
were you
in
doing in
Kentucky.
Indiana?
Summer theater.
Grad school?
No, I was still in undergrad, but that's how I would work. I worked in theaters.
And as soon as you got there, they were like, oh, slave girl.
Yeah, they was like, oh, you knew we needed a slave. Okay. And actually, I wasn't cast as a slave. Another girl was, but I was her understudy. And one night she didn't.
You wasn't even the main slave?
Oh, I didn't want to be main slave.
Oh, man.
I was there to sing. I was there to be a non-slave character. But then when we got to Huckleberry Finn in New Hampshire, they were like, now, there's only 3 of y'all. And one of the girls in the picture, I don't even think she's part black. I think she's Latina. And they were like, it's close enough. These people who are seeing you all are old. I'm sure they think she's black.
Oh, my God. Well, on the subject of racism, this girl was fired. This woman was fired for a racist tweet after Prince Harry and Meghan revealed that they named their daughter Lilibet Diana Mountbatten Windsor.
God dang, that's ugly.
Somebody tweeted this.
What?
There was a picture of the Queen, Harry and Meghan showing the baby.
Mhm.
And they said, the Queen said, how dark is she? Oh, just a little bit.
A little bit.
But anyway, this UK columnist, Julie Burchill, tweeted, oh, what a missed opportunity. They could have called it Georgina Floydina.
Georgina
Floydina after George Floyd. Because Harry and Meghan supported George Floyd. And I said, that's good old-fashioned bold racism.
Yes.
Georgina Floydina, you tweeted that.
Yeah, like do that.
I
Put that.
said,
So it was a white person that
it was a
suggested-
Wahite woman from the United Kingdom. You know, they started the world's racism.
Oh yeah.
The English was the beginning of
They
racism.
said, we got an idea. I think it'll last.
And I said, man, listen, that was so bold.
Georgina Floydina. First of all, it's not a cute name. And second of all, to suggest it just because they support a man in his in getting justice for him being murdered, you're like, I'll just do that. People are bold.
Bruh.
People just be bold.
People just be bold.
They don't care. They're like, who gonna check me, boo? That's really
And
how
listen,
they feel.
And that job was gone. It's all fun and games till your job is gone.
They're like, who gonna check me, boo? HR.
Man.
HR's gonna check you. They're gonna let you go.
I don't want to spend too much time on racism. This is a funny story.
Please.
Detroit man hit the lottery for $30K. Bought a $20,000 chain and had it snatched on the Detroit West Side. Let me play the news story.
Dear God.
$30,000 on the Michigan lottery.
Wait, hold on. Hold on.
Necklace. You see, he's wearing it there.
Hold on, my bad. Let me start over.
There. I just need to put my laptop up.
I hit the lottery. Jamal won $30,000 on the Michigan lottery. Bought himself a $20,000 necklace. You see, he's wearing it there. He's heard of people getting robbed for their jewelry.
Yeah, it's a thing. So I was just looking around, making sure nobody ain't trying to get my chain,
But they did get his chain. He walks out the store. The suspects were waiting.
so I ran back, tried to get back into the gas station. They had grabbed me, tackled me down.
A particularly vicious attack, punching him, kicking him, getting him to the ground, ripping off his gold.
They took off running and jumped in their car and took off down Warren.
The gas station owner says he recognized that tall guy in that black top. A few months back, he was in the store. There he is in the white hoodie this time. And his MO was exactly the same. Scope out somebody with some jewels. Here, this man walking towards the store, grabs his necklace and runs away.
I hit the lottery.
First of all, real quick before we get into the story, who is this man doing the covering this? Jamal walked to the gas station and had his chain ripped from his neck appendage. Where is it? Who is covering this?
The way he said he didn't want them to get his chain, they did get his chain.
His jewels, his crown jewels.
Oh my
It sounded on the west side. He heard on the west side they like to rob people, and they do very well. I feel for my people. I feel for my people sometimes. The fact that the first thing they did get his chain. They devote him, some would say.
Let's listen to it one more time. It was so funny the way he said they did get his chain. Did get his chain.
Jamal won $30,000 on the Michigan lottery. Bought himself a $20,000 necklace. You see, he's wearing it there. He's heard of people getting robbed for their jewelry.
Yeah, it's a thing. So I was just looking around, making sure nobody ain't trying to get my chain,
But they did get his chain.
But they did get it. You see him wearing it there.
Okay, one more time. Because I want to hear him say the gold.
It's on the necklace. You see, he's wearing it there. He's heard of people getting robbed for their jewelry.
Yeah, it's a thing. So I was just looking around, making sure nobody ain't trying to get my chain,
But they did get his chain. He walks out the store. The suspects were waiting.
so I ran back, tried to get back into the gas station.
Sound like
They
the
had grabbed
Robin
me,
Leach
tackling
dude.
me down.
A particularly vicious attack, punching him, kicking him, getting him to the ground, ripping off his gold.
He's gold.
Jumped in the car.
He's gold.
My thing is this. Unfortunately, most people who play the lottery don't realize lotteries and casinos prey on poor people.
Mm-hmm.
They always get their money.
Mm-hmm.
They never lose.
Mm-mm.
The fact that he won the lottery, generally, by the time you win, you have poured in so much.
At least if he made an earning, probably the biggest earning he could have made is half of that, but more than likely he had spent well more than half to
Absolutely.
just get the winning ticket.
Absolutely. Then he won 30K and spent 20 of 30 on the chain.
This is why I say I be feeling for my people. I do. Listen. I'm sure the chain brought him joy. So, you know, you
It brought
can't.
the people who stole it joy
Oh,
too.
you heard how they were laughing as they ran away? They were giddy inside. They were on their way to Disneyland. So I understand it probably brought him joy to wear that chain, and he probably felt really good about himself for the couple of moments he had it. But you want so much more for your people than to be like, oh yeah, you got a flashy chain, but yet you went into a neighborhood that is known for robbing people, and which makes me feel as though that was 20,000 that shouldn't have been disposable income for you.
No, man.
It should not have been disposable.
No, that's 2/3 of your winnings. It was already a loss when you put it on the chain. Now,
Yes.
bruh. And you finna get taxed for the 30, regardless of what you spent it on.
Oh, absolutely.
I only
They
hope
coming
the
for
30
that booty.
Oh, they're gonna be like, man, that's crazy. You let your chain snatch. We finna snatch the rest of your bread.
People don't realize when you hit that next tax bracket,
Oh, yeah.
they take 40% of your money.
The IRS ain't nothing but chain snatchers. Oh, Angel, you had a good year?
Yes.
Give me that.
Yes.
They take 40%. They took more than the thieves.
The
state thieves only
IRS.
took-
That was the I, the R, and the S. Those 3 black boys running away. That's what they were, because that is exactly how they do you.
Listen, and the chance of him winning the lottery again
Oh, yeah.
is slimmer to none.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it. But
Yeah.
the thing is, when you buy a chain, you gotta flaunt it.
You do.
So
You
now
can-
you're in a conundrum.
you are.
You want it, you live in a tough neighborhood, or you frequent one, you gotta stunt.
Yeah.
And now, because if you're not wearing the chain, you're not getting robbed.
Oh, yeah.
But if you're not wearing the chain, you're not stunting.
You're not stunting. You don't honestly have the money. I was actually just talking to my girlfriend today who's from Boston. And she was talking about how the rich people in Boston, you never know who they are. She
Mhm.
said they are driving around in old Volkswagens.
That's how I get around. Volkswagens, what other kind of cars?
Not Maseratis.
I got rid of that.
Oh, no, you got rid of the key you can't find, but that's about it.
They took his key.
But she was talking about how, they drive that old Volkswagen to a house that has several floors and staff where their child can go, or children can go to any
Mhm.
college without having to worry about how much it costs. But you would never know based
Never.
off of how they look.
When I worked at the bank, that's one thing that I picked up on, especially in Washington. Remember, Duke used to come in there, Armani suits, flashy. And I used to be a personal banker. So I never saw his money part because he wasn't one of my customers or clients. So one time I got demoted. So I had to do personal banking and being the teller. They were like, it's a promotion. You get to do both. But it was a demotion. So I ended up working with him. And this dude his Lexus bill was $1,000.
Ooh.
And he was negative 700. And the bank, you could tell how many of like the last 90 days, how many days were he negative? And he was like negative 86 days. And his Lexus payment was more than his mortgage payment, but he looked like he had money because he always had flashy suits on and stuff. I had another client, old white man, super nice. He drove a station wagon, beat up with wood grain on the side. You know they don't make those no more. He would come and visit his money. He kept the Fed limit was $350 per bank per account. He had that in several accounts at the bank I worked at and other banks, and he would literally drive around and pull out receipts. Not receipts, balance notices. And then he had safe deposit boxes in each of those branches where he was, I keep at least 25 in each. And he couponed, filled up his station wagon was clean and nice. It just was old. And that's when I was like, this is the difference. And this is not the narrative that black people always stunt and flaunt, because please believe rich white people flaunt too. It's just different. They don't flaunt jewelry, but they'll have a yacht. They'll have a house.
There's a lot of stuff.
A vacation home.
Yeah.
Their flaunts usually are things that are of value. Jewelry doesn't usually appreciate at the same level that houses do. But don't think rich people don't spend bread. They'll have money in wine and art. But again, all this stuff appreciates in value.
Listen, I understand both worlds. And the only time I'd be like, oh man, is if your essentials aren't taken care of.
Yeah.
But I understand, like, there people go by the rule of thumb. You can't take it with you, and I'm not leaving it for nobody else. So I'm like, okay, I get it. If jewels are what make you happy, then it brings you joy, go right ahead. If having Maseratis and living in lavish houses brings you joy, and really expensive tennis shoes that hurt your feet when you're trying to do stand-up, go ahead, do that. No judgment. But I do say, because you can't, you can't take it with you. And I would never want to just be visiting my money. While I do want to have a lot of money in my bank account, I do want to also use some of that money while I'm here on earth. I don't want to have just worked all this time and not gotten to enjoy my wealth the way I wanted to. However, I do think it's important that your essentials are taken care of.
My essentials are taken care of.
Yeah, they're just this. Oh yeah, your essentials. I wasn't talking about you.
No, I didn't. I don't have a Maserati. My children. I don't even wear expensive shoes. Not expensive to me.
Hey, man, listen.
I wear broke down Bobos on stage.
I don't even know what those are.
You don't remember Bobos? They make your feet feel fine. You never remember that? Bobos?
Nope.
They cost $1.99. Bobos.
Nope.
They are for hobos. Y'all don't Patreon. I know y'all heard that song.
I ain't never heard it.
In Texas, that's what we used to call beat up shoes, Bobos.
Oh no, then don't know about that.
Nope, some people
never
do.
heard of it.
Yes, nope. Okay, Fallon said Bobos it costs $1.99. KB says she heard it.
It's more of a nose, but there's a couple of yes.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you got to live your life.
Absolutely.
If you don't buy a Tesla that drives itself on the freeway,
that tells you before you get to the cars that the cars are coming.
Yeah. If you don't have one, who will? If you don't own your own home at a tender age of 27,
a very smell the breast milk under your neck, so young.
If you don't, who will?
Who will?
Teslas are still going to be sold.
Right.
They got to be bought.
I mean, we're not talking about anybody in this room because everybody in this room takes care of their essentials first. And then they flex real hard. Sometimes they wear really shiny, big gold chains, but that's not all the time. Love it.
Moving on.
Let's do it.
We're going to stay in Detroit for this story.
Oh.
Instagram
Detroit.
Live.
What happened?
There was a rapper named 42 Doug is the popular rapper, but his homeboy
42 Doug. What song he sang?
I don't know nothing about 42 Doug. The Detroit rapper who got arrested was Big Homie. He was arrested this week after an Instagram Live video linked a gun he was flaunting to 7 shootings.
What?
22 years old. 42 Doug is 22 years old, and 42 Doug was like, "Bruh, you can't do that. You can't flaunt guns that are linked to crimes on your Instagram because The police have Instagram.
Let me
What you
tell
do?
y'all.
Plug that in?
Yeah, it's about to go dead. Let me tell y'all. Will it reach all the way over there? It might. There's a plug over there. Whoop, where his computer is plugged in at. So I'll just put it on the floor.
Josh really left.
He gonna come back. He gonna come back. So we literally, I can't say all the details because it's not my business. But when I was in the courthouse at my sister's
Mhm.
job, there was a case that I got to watch of someone who was he on probation? Yeah, he was on, yes. Ankle monitored out.
Mhm.
Uh
Oh, hey, Josh.
Sorry, I had to go check, make sure the house is okay.
Good job. I mean, listen, I'm happy for you. I want my children, when they get your age in a couple of years, to be doing the same thing.
In a couple of years? No, Marcus be 28 in 3 weeks.
Like right around the corner. He, as a convicted felon, is not allowed to have any guns, be in the possession of any firearms.
Mm-hmm.
This person decided to take pictures
Oh.
of themselves with firearms. Not only that, the pictures of where he was at, obviously you can't say, oh, well, that was in the past, because the location matched up to the ankle monitor location.
Oh, Angel.
I was like, how dumb must you be?
No.
And his attorney and the officer did a very good job, because they already knew what the thing was going to be, of what the defense was going to be on the other side was.
That was back in the day. It was
No.
Throwback Thursday.
No, because they already knew that the ankle monitor and the location. What would you have said if you were an attorney to get your client off?
Wasn't his gun?
You can't be in possession of a gun.
That's not me.
You're
not
a
him.
terrible attorney. It's on his account and it's his face.
It's fake.
There you
It's a
go.
water gun.
They were like, it's not. The officer broke down all the reasons before it got into the defense's
Oh, before
hand.
they could talk?
Yeah, of all the reasons why he felt certain, without a shadow of a doubt, that it was a
Oh,
real
my God.
gun. Like, I'm talking about breaking down mechanical things that you can see in the picture. And the other attorney was like, but you ain't really sure. Like,
And then they cut to the thing. Boom. boom. This is him shooting the water gun and
Yes.
real bullets are coming out.
Those are water bullets.
I don't. You know, when you're writing a movie or a TV show,
Uh-huh.
and you're writing good characters, one of the keys is those characters do what they're gonna do regardless of consequence.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what happens. That's what, when you are a street dude, you gotta let people know
Yeah.
you're for real.
Yeah.
And Instagram is flexing, and the chain thing. When you want, and you gotta, if you feel like you gotta show you got money,
Yeah.
even you only came up on 30K, and I want to say only on 30K.
That's still a lot of
I
money.
only say only because you spent 20 of it.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be different if you won the lottery for 30 million and you spent 20K on a chain.
Then we would be like, well, you can buy another one. It's not going to hurt that bad.
If you win 30K, you spent 2/3 of it,
Yes.
right, on a chain. But people are playing the lottery so they can stunt.
Yes.
So when you win, like, I know we say, oh, you win, you should invest. People ain't, their dream is not to fill up an IRA. People
You're
ain't
right.
playing the lottery to then go and say, now let me get a Roth IRA so I can get my pre-tax done. And when it comes, people, that's not why I'm playing the lottery.
You right.
I
You right.
play the
Most majority
lottery
of people know
To get rich.
right now.
And when I get rich, I want to do rich stuff.
But he wasn't rich with 30.
If you ain't had nothing, 30 feel like a lot.
Oh, 30 feel like a lot to me now. So let me
me
not
too.
play. He like let me come across 30.
Let me come across 30.
You
I'd be like, what?
uh-huh.
Crazy.
I ain't never gonna tell my brother's business, but shut up. But back to these people with these guns and doing this on Instagram. I mentioned it on me and Marcus's podcast. It was actually a topic. It was about how the brain develops. It was a TED Talk. My girlfriend, Denora, the same one that's from here, sent me about how the
I was
brain.
like, Denora does TED Talks too? Your friends are amazing.
No, but she's the type that listens to NPR, classical music,
Yeah.
TED Talks. So she sent me a thing about the brain development and how our brains develop from the back to the front. And this is not fully developed, the frontal lobe, until I don't know if it's like late 20s. So that's why teenagers, and the frontal lobe, is what controls our emotions, as well as us kind of being able to understand, if I do this action, this consequence is going to happen, and really seeing that. So that's why a lot of times teenagers and even young 20s make decisions that seem so dumb, so irrational, or they're super emotional. So the same thing with like these, I'm assuming that the person you're talking about is these rappers that did this. They're younger.
They're younger than 25.
Right. There is what pushing the pride and ego aside, knowing that that is a part of the equation. There is in youth this invincibility that we have, where we think that regardless of what we do, we can overcome whatever the consequence is, or that there is no consequence. One of the two.
Yep.
And this is the reason why I don't know why I'm tying this to this, but like even when we think about when younger athletes were being recruited to the NBA and they would spend so much money, not having the actual brain capacity, because that part is not fully developed, to realize like this is going to have a longer consequence than what right now, where when you get more seasoned,
or you have people looking out for you,
that's usually the case that helps in youth.
Yes, because like if somebody told this is actually what 42 Doug was saying. He was 42 Doug is the rapper, not the person arrested, but it was his homeboy. He was saying like, so Instagram is it's a place for the world to see. It's a place to show off who you are in the streets, because 90% of the chance when you're a new face, no one's ever heard of you. No one knows who you are, what you did in the streets. So let me show how many guns I got. That don't work. Let me show what kind of guns I got. That don't work. Instagram should be an outlet to brand yourself, show how hard you is, how different you are, how fresh you are, how talented you are, or you is, where you came from, how far you came, introduce different ideas, and a place to get rich, place to gain notoriety, not for what you've done in the streets, for what you showcasing. So his point is, if you can actually rap, focus on the rapping part of your thing. Leave the street part to the streets.
I think sometimes that's hard for people.
Yeah.
If they've worked hard to get up their street credibility.
Street is cool too.
Yeah, street.
I'm from the streets.
When they work hard to get up their street credibility, it is sometimes hard to realize that has I don't want to say it has no value, but it doesn't have the same cachet in this part of your career.
Absolutely. Somebody in the Patreon, let me catch her name because the comments is going fast. She made a great point that I wanted to highlight. Y'all be commenting so quick, I'll be missing it.
They be fast.
I don't want to
Y'all
interrupt
so
anything.
fast. No interrupt. It's fine. Damn. Nobody says you talk over me. That's the use. So you ain't gotta worry about it.
They used to say that all the time.
But you don't do it. No.
You don't do it.
You don't do it.
Well, she said somebody put up Allen Iverson's money for him, his Reebok money. Oh, here it is. Tiffany Tampa. Allen Iverson would be in poverty right now if someone didn't put his Reebok money up. Got to get good people around you. I think Iverson is still due like $50 million.
Wow.
Part of his Reebok deal. And I don't know who told him to do this or how they arranged it, but it was like for 30 years later, you give me that $50 million. And I know he's happy about that, because there's a stat like 70%, 80% of the NBA athletes, once they finish, they don't be rich.
Right.
They don't.
And they could be.
They could be.
Some of them. I'm not trying to say I know everybody's contract and that everybody's signing these multi-million-dollar deals, but most of them are making a good living compared to the average American, so that if their money was being able to be handled in a way that they could retire comfortably, like super comfortably.
But the problem is, it's not how much money you make, it's how much money you spend. So if I make $1.8 million in the NBA and I spend 1.75, then I just made $25,000.
Listen, that is what I just switched CPAs. I decided to go with this Black CPA group. Is ran by a family. I know about them because one of them is my soror. We're in the same chapter, and we had a conversation. Now they're a little bit more pricey than my white CPA, but one of the things that they were like very adamant about is they were like with their clients, they have a little bit more relationship because same token of what you're saying. He was like, it's really not about how much you make. It's about how much you have.
Yeah.
He was like, and at the end of the year, I don't want to have a client that made 1.2, but they only have $100,000 to show for it.
Yep.
He was like, that doesn't really make sense.
Mhm.
He was like, so we're really all about, because this has been they have owned this CPA business for a couple of generations. And that's one of the things that they have kind of put as a part of their mantle of what they're trying to do is help, Black people create actual Black wealth.
Yeah.
So that we can go from just being rich to being wealthy. But it's not as if those are concepts that have ever been passed down to us.
Absolutely.
So we actually have to go seeking the information to even figure it out.
1,000%. I totally agree. 100%. Yes. Somebody told me look up Bobby Bonilla. Yeah. Bobby Bonilla is a MLB player that got his contract deferred from the Mets so that every year, once a year for like the next 30 years, he gets $1 million instead of them paying him all at that time.
Yeah.
And they've been paying that man for a long time. And he already had a lot of money. But then he was like, oh yeah, y'all want to defer me $1 million for the next 30 years. And they were like, whoo. And then it's just like, now when they got to pay it like 15, 20 years later, they're like, man, he was smart.
Yeah.
That was smart.
Listen.
All right. Last story. This is a really ridiculously zany, crazy story. A Texas woman was arrested for posing as a 13-year-old, as her 13-year-old daughter to prove a point on school shootings. Let me see if we have her video.
Oh my gosh.
You know where she is? El Paso.
Your hometown. They make great characters.
She's actually Hispanic, Josh.
Well, okay. Well, you have part
Casey
Mexican.
Garcia, 30 of San Elizario.
Ain't you 1/8 Mexican?
I am.
Okay.
You remember?
Yes.
La raza. Para mi gente. Balamos. Let the rhythm take you over. Balamos.
Come on, let's dance. That's what
Quiero,
they're saying.
mamacita, balamos.
Get a little dance.
Shoot.
Did you say what you say?
Shoot.
It didn't sound like it.
I said shoot.
It didn't sound like he cussed. Kev on
Here it
cussing.
goes.
Then they say it.
She still has it up on her YouTube
She
page.
ain't taking it down. You just pressed the.
Okay. I'll record once I'm inside. I gotta get in. Okay. I'll talk to you guys once I'm inside. Do I look like a seventh grader? No? Cool. Awesome. Okay.
To prove that you can get into schools and shoot like people. Well, it goes along for 6 minutes. She goes to 4 classes, I believe. She goes to lunch. She has lunch. She just sits up in there and bees a student. And her point was schools are not secure and she shouldn't be able to do this. She was arrested.
Good.
For trespassing, child endangerment,
Good.
and a couple other charges. But it doesn't seem that she cared too much about it.
It's still up.
She proved her point.
But the fact of the matter, go ahead, Kevin.
No,
sorry.
go ahead. I didn't have anything to say.
The matter is, it's a school, not a prison.
Right.
Schools are. We hope in society, for the main part, that we respect the fact that there are children in a certain place. So we hope that people who are in their right mind, when they are going out on a rampage, respect the fact that this is a place where there are children. There is no one here that has done any harm to you.
Yeah.
So you should not be here. Now, while I do get, because listen, these school shootings be happening and I be having to pray to God so that I don't get.
Sorry.
I be having to pray to God that I don't have an anxiety attack, but like, schools have been this way because we don't want kids to be in a place of fear when they go to school.
Yeah.
So while I get it. In a lot of these Christian schools though, I'd be like, yeah, y'all need security because people coming for y'all. But like they be coming. But I don't know. Her point, while I know if she wants a more secure school, then go to the school board and have a conversation.
Yeah, I think I think you can make that, and I get it. I have the same fear. Like my kid's school is a little bit more locked down.
Mhm.
You got to be a parent. They have a security guard at the gate. You can't walk in there. I don't think they're armed though.
No,
But
LAUSD police officers
Yeah.
or guards are not guards.
but there's a
Guarded.
gate.
Guard.
It's locked. It's
Yeah.
always locked.
Mhm.
They do lockdown drills and stuff like that. So it's not just walk open campus, but the point she was making, she was like, the teachers are teaching kids in here and teaching kids on Zoom. And it's like, that's part of the reason teachers should be paid more,
Mhm.
especially now they got to literally teach in-person class and focus on the kids in Zoom. I
Yeah.
can see a teacher not really paying attention.
Well, it's not their job to have to be security for the
Yeah.
kids. They got a degree in how to teach children at whatever age they are in a specific subject matter.
Right.
So to be like, and then be Chuck Norris if something if something goes off, like that's asking for too much for anybody to do.
Yeah, it's like it's a lot. It's a lot. And listen, Joe was like, his school offered him a chance to stay at home.
Mhm.
And I was like, stay at home. He hates school anyway.
Uh-huh.
And he's figured out a good little rhythm going with Zoom school.
Yeah,
And he loves the fact that like I can be done by 11.
I know.
Let's just keep me in here.
He's
And
like,
I'll
let's
never
do
go
it.
back. And you want me to have friends? I'll play with my friends at the soccer team. But bro, he feels like school is a waste of time. So for him, I love the fact that he don't have to go there. Zay's the other way. He's like, I need the social interaction with
Right.
school. Otherwise, the whole thing's pointless.
Mm.
But you pray for their safety, because the thing about being in America, we have so many mass shootings. You can get shot at school, church, mall,
Anywhere.
everywhere. Nothing
Yeah.
is safe. So it's not like she did prove that the school's not secure.
But they
No-
never have been.
Right.
LAUSD is a little bit different. They be having it. LAUSD looks like the preschool to penitentiary pipeline.
It does.
Absolutely.
Big gates.
And I do think that is on purpose.
Mm.
Honest to God, think it's on purpose. I do not think that I think they're purposefully not creating an environment that engages curiosity, that engages exploration. It just really feels like I'm here because I'm forced to be here and I'm forced to do my time
Right.
before I get out. It does
Right.
not feel like. So I've never felt that school should be a place. While yes, obviously strangers shouldn't be able to come up on campus, and there should be some level of checks and balances to make sure
Mhm.
only the proper people are. But like, if she came to school during the time where people actually show up to enter, yes, it is hard when you have 600, depending on what type of school, 600 to
Them schools in El
1,000.
Paso are big.
Okay, so you got over 1,000 students convening in a school at one time. You're purposefully disguising yourself,
And the other thing is she had the mask
right?
too. So it's like,
You're doing a lot of steps to make it very difficult. So even if there was a security system, other than there being an ID that they scan and then patting people down,
right.
like she would have possibly been able to get, especially if she used her daughter's ID, she
Yeah,
would have possibly
she
been
did.
able. She did a lot of steps to get past the system. This is not TSA,
Right.
and they be sucking sometimes too. Let's be honest.
She did take, I forgot that part of the story, but she did take her thing, and she's short. She's like 5 feet tall.
Right. So there's so many elements that yes, if my big black behind walks in on my twin school, they gonna notice me. Ain't no sneaking that chick Angel into nobody's campus. You hear me? Not even college, ma'am. We see how you are walking and how you are dragging your butt. You obviously are not a student here.
Oh, that's cornbread and greens. That is not Lunchables.
Right.
That
Get
is-
up out of here.
That is sangria, not
Yeah.
Capri Sun.
Unless you are applying to become a professor, we know you ain't nobody's student.
Ma'am,
Get
get
it.
your body out of
Get
here.
out.
You hear me?
So she really didn't prove a point, or in my opinion, or make me more knowledgeable about anything that I didn't
Yeah.
already know as a
Yeah.
parent. And I really feel like the mass shootings that have happened at school have more to do with gun laws than it does to have to do with the security at a school.
Yes,
To be honest,
Angel.
I really don't think the answer is, well, make schools more secure, make schools more
Or
scary,
give the teachers guns.
give the teachers gun.
Now they got to deal with that as well.
If my
And they're
son
gonna shoot a black kid in the school. Now you got to worry about the teacher getting mad and shooting you because you thought you had a gun. Now they done shot my black
what
baby
you
in
said,
school.
if my son's teacher has a gun, that means he must be homeschooled.
Oh
'Cause
yeah.
that's the only
You
teacher
ain't
that
finna
he can
No,
have.
not my black son. Now the kid or a kid could take a gun from a teacher.
What-
Shoot
oh,
the teacher, then shoot
especially
the
these
kid.
big hormone-filled kids. They be bigger than the the students be bigger than the teacher.
I'll be like, come on out, Zay. You go get this GED. You gonna work for me anyway. Let's just
Right.
start
him
you in editing.
Get up out of
You
here.
wanna- Zay graduation was yesterday, and I was sad because they decided like on Tuesday of last week,
Uh-huh.
like, you know what? Let's have a graduation because we didn't have one for real last year. And I was like, I got the show in Boston.
I can't go.
I got the show.
Right.
But he directed a video that they showed during the graduation.
Oh,
And I was
fire.
like, yeah, that's my baby doing what he does.
You would have been balling seeing that.
Oh, I was looking at the video like, there goes my baby. Ooh, son, look at you. But he knows what he wants to do in his life.
That's
and
beautiful.
3 more years of basic math and stuff ain't gonna make no big difference in what he wants to do.
Right.
Now, 3 years working with me under me probably gonna be more impactful. They say these teachers got guns now. Come on out.
Oh,
Take
like
this
I
GED
said,
thing. You gonna
his
be online.
teacher must be Teacher Tank. That's the only time that will be acceptable to me.
Teacher Tank.
Oh, the teachers have guns. So his dad is his teacher. Is that what you're
Right.
saying? Because that's the only person I will trust to teach my son and also have a
Absolutely.
gun at the same time.
Absolutely. I'm
So,
not
yeah.
putting that. There's just too many things that can go wrong. Already with
Yes.
the police. I'm not gonna add that insult to injury. Like the teacher done got beat up, gun taken, they done shot the school up.
I had so many teachers that were racist that were giving out unnecessary punishment to teachers of color. And if they had the
They be
blicky,
like,
as you
"Sit
said,
down, Angel."
not only are you gonna get an F, I'm gonna shoot you right now
Right.
too. You failed at life. Like, no, that doesn't make any sense to me. I had a feeling you were gonna eventually do
Did
that.
you?
Yeah.
Your feet be everywhere. when
Yes.
you move. Just-
It's okay, Kevin. I accept you for who you are because you accept me for who I am.
Mm.
Boom. That's exactly.
I changed it at the last
Yes,
second
I
on
was
purpose.
like,
No, I did.
oh.
It's one of my joys now. I go in like this, and then people go and I go like that, and it feels your hand feels wet after that. All right, y'all. That's it for today. If you're in the Boston area, actually, this is a real interesting thing. The person at the Boston show last night said this is the first sellout they've had
That's
since
what Kevin on
coronavirus
stage does.
began. She said they was
You see it.
the sellout was 250 before.
before.
She said most people hadn't even broke 150 for a show.
But they not Kevin on stage.
And they bumped it from 250 to 290 full capacity because they saw how my tickets was doing.
okay.
I was like, what you talking?
Can't
So
be
that-
like this.
Got a
Can't be
photo
like
up on the
this.
wall. Stage crew, y'all show. Y'all have show. Y'all been in the shows with your day one shirts.
It is, and it's beautiful to see.
It really, because I already know who with me.
Mm-hmm.
I live for the people that love my people. All right, so Boston, we'll see you tonight. 2 shows tomorrow.
2 more shows.
And then we'll be back on Tuesday. God bless you. God keep you. We'll see you at the conference.
Hey.
I know you see it.